Welcome back to Superbly Said Advanced English Vocabulary and Phrases.
Yeah, hello again. And you really are in for a treat with today's deep dive. This selection of phrases is actually inspired by his SpeakDuo lesson.
Great.
And, for anyone looking to truly boost their English-speaking confidence, remember you can visit SpeakDuo.com.
That reminder.
Yeah, you connect with people from all over the world on video calls there. Really helps.
Absolutely. Think of this as a shortcut to mastering those expressions that native speakers use, pretty effortlessly. The ones that really add that extra precision and, flair to your communication. Let's jump right into our first phrase.
Okay, let's do it. We're starting with to be worth the wait.
Right.
This idiom describes something that is satisfying or rewarding precisely because of the time you spent waiting for it, the anticipation.
It instantly makes me think of those moments when patience really does pay off, like waiting ages for a new book by your favorite author, or maybe, a big promotion at work finally coming through.
That's a perfect connection. Now, it's distinct from just saying something was worth it.
Okay.
Or that it paid off. Well, worth it is pretty broad, right? Implying any effort or cost was justified.
Yeah.
And paid off usually focuses on a positive return on, say, investment or effort. Worth the wait specifically highlights that the delay itself was justified by the great outcome. It really emphasizes the value of having waited.
So it's not just that the outcome was good, it's that the outcome makes you look back at the waiting period and think, yeah, okay, that wait was totally fine, it was justified.
Exactly. Imagine telling a colleague, maybe after months of development and, all that testing, the new software launch was truly worth the wait.
Right.
The client feedback has been overwhelmingly positive. It actually exceeded all our expectations.
Nice. Or maybe if you're reflecting on a big personal achievement, like in an IELTS speaking part 2 question, you might say, honestly, graduating from university was worth the wait. It felt so incredibly rewarding, especially after all those late nights studying and, the challenges along the way.
That's a great example.
Okay.
Okay, our next phrase gets into another aspect of, let's call it strategic patience.
Okay. This one makes me think about those times when you just refuse to settle for second best.
Right.
When you're actively resisting an immediate option, maybe one that's just okay.
Yeah.
Because you really believe something much better is, just around the corner. How do we say that?
That's exactly where to hold out comes in.
Okay.
This phrasal verb means to wait or resist, specifically while you're expecting or maybe even pursuing something better to arrive.
So it's not just like waiting patiently. There's an active decision there, isn't there? Almost a bit of stubbornness, maybe.
Exactly. You nailed it. Waiting patiently doesn't have that element of active resistance against a lesser option. And a word like persevere is much broader, right? It's about sustained effort towards any goal. Whereas to hold out is directly tied to delaying a decision because you anticipate a more favorable alternative. It implies a kind of calculated gamble.
A calculated gamble. I like that phrasing. So there's a clear opportunity cost involved if you don't hold out.
Right. Think about a professional scenario. Despite immense pressure to accept the initial contract, the negotiating team decided to hold out for a better agreement with the vendor.
Right.
Convinced a more favorable deal was possible. They believed it.
Makes sense. And on a personal level, maybe answering a question about life choices. I knew what I wanted. So yes, I held out for a scholarship to study abroad.
Okay.
And it completely changed my career trajectory. It definitely paid off in the end, was worth the wait even.
Good link back. Okay, our next idiom paints a really vivid picture of a certain approach to life.
Dance through life. Yeah, the imagery itself is just so captivating, isn't it?
It is.
What does it truly imply about someone's mindset, beyond just being happy?
It's a wonderful expression. To dance through life basically means to navigate life's challenges with remarkable joy, ease, and this sort of unbothered confidence, as if difficulties just don't really weigh them down.
So it sounds like it's less about avoiding problems altogether
Right.
and more about how you kind of move through them when they happen.
Precisely. While just living happily is a general state, and maybe taking things in stride suggests resilience to specific events. To dance through life captures a more consistent, lighthearted, almost, effortless grace in how someone confronts daily obstacles.
Okay.
It speaks to an overall positive and active mindset, not just reacting to problems. It's like an internal rhythm that shows on the outside.
So it's like a profound sense of inner calm and positivity that translates into outward grace, even when things are chaotic.
Exactly. You might observe someone and say, despite the demanding nature of her job, she just seems to dance through life without letting stress affect her.
Yeah.
Always has a smile and a positive word.
And that's a great concept for, say, an IELTS discussion on resilience or outlook.
Definitely.
You could say, I truly believe it's a mindset. If you cultivate positivity and learn to embrace challenges as opportunities, you can truly dance through life every single day, no matter what external pressures come your way.
Well put. Now, let's switch to something that generates immediate excitement.
This next phrase is one of my favorites because it instantly builds anticipation. If someone tells you you're about to experience something truly delightful or impressive or just exceptionally good, they probably use this phrase.
That's right. You're in for a treat.
Yes.
This idiom is used when someone's about to experience something highly enjoyable, often a pleasant surprise or maybe something that's been promised to be outstanding.
So it's definitely more than just looking forward to something, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Because you could look forward to almost anything. Even a dentist appointment, I suppose.
Maybe not. But yes, looking forward to is just a general expression of anticipation. Could be mundane, could be exciting.
Right.
But in for a treat implies a guaranteed, special, and particularly delightful experience. It sets a much higher expectation for enjoyment, often used when you're about to reveal something wonderful.
It really primes the listener for something special, doesn't it?
Indeed. For instance, you're in for a treat. The concert tonight is absolutely amazing. I heard they've got some incredible new material.
Ooh, nice.
Or in a professional context, imagine a team leader telling new recruits, okay, everyone, the new hires are definitely in for a treat this afternoon.
Okay.
Our CEO is giving a special unannounced presentation about the company's exciting future vision and some new strategic partnerships. It immediately creates a positive buzz.
Yeah, I can see that. Okay, our next phrase is all about subtle influence, helping someone out behind the scenes.
That's to put a word in for someone.
Right.
This idiom means to recommend or speak positively about someone to a decision maker, usually informally.
Informally. Okay.
To increase their chances for something like a job or a promotion or maybe some other opportunity.
So it's definitely not like a formal letter of recommendation
Yeah.
or some big public endorsement. It's more of a quiet, personal nudge in the right direction using your connection.
You've completely nailed that key distinction. While recommend or endorse can be formal acts,
Yeah.
put a word in suggests a more informal, often quite brief intervention that leverages a personal connection you have. It's about using your influence or your relationship with a decision maker to give someone a subtle but hopefully significant boost.
It's about knowing who to speak to and maybe when to make a difference for someone else.
Exactly. A classic example is just, hey, I can put a word in for you with my manager. I know they're looking for someone with your specific skills.
Simple as that.
Or in a workplace chat about career development. Look, if you're genuinely interested in that new leadership role, I can definitely put a word in for you with the department head. I truly believe your experience and leadership potential would make you a perfect fit. It's supportive.
Very useful. Okay, our next phrase describes a particular personality trait or maybe just a temporary state someone's in.
That would be to be uptight.
Uptight.
Yeah, it's an adjective.
Yeah.
It describes someone who is tense, maybe overly formal, or easily worried in everyday interactions, often to the point where they seem a bit stiff or unspontaneous.
Okay, but is it the same as just being stressed or anxious? Because let's face it, those are pretty common feelings.
Not quite the same, no.
Well,
While stressed and anxious describe those internal emotional states,
you're right.
uptight specifically describes how that tension shows up outwardly in someone's behavior, how others perceive them.
Ah, okay.
An uptight person often appears rigid, unable to relax, maybe overly serious or easily flustered by, minor changes to plans. Someone can be internally stressed without necessarily seeming uptight to others.
Got it. So it's about the visible impact of that internal tension, how it affects their interactions and their sort of general ease.
Precisely. You might hear someone say, oh, he's too uptight to truly enjoy spontaneous plans or last-minute changes to the schedule.
Yeah.
And in an IELTS speaking context, maybe if you're discussing work-life balance or personal habits, I genuinely trying to stay relaxed, but I have to admit, I do tend to get a bit uptight when I have very strict, non-negotiable deadlines for major projects.
Okay.
It just makes me overly focused on every single tiny detail.
Makes sense. Okay, next up, let's explore those moments when life takes an unexpected turn, leading us down a path we maybe hadn't planned at all.
Yes, that feeling is perfectly captured by to fall into something.
Fall into something.
Yeah, this phrasal verb means to end up in a role or a hobby or maybe a situation without intentionally planning it or actively pursuing it beforehand.
So it's different from just stumbling upon something. That sounds more like finding an object or an idea by chance.
Exactly, or even happenstance, which is just general chance. Stumble upon is typically for discovering an item or maybe a piece of info accidentally. Happenstance refers to a general coincidence.
Okay.
But to fall into implies a more significant, often quite passive and unintentional entry into a new life chapter, like a career or a relationship or a deep interest. It often feels like destiny or just an unplanned evolution.
So it's less about actively chasing something and more about circumstances just leading you into a new venture.
Precisely. A common kind of example is she initially volunteered at the local school one summer just to help out, and then simply fell into teaching, realizing it was her true calling.
Oh, lovely.
And if you're asked about a hobby or maybe a career change in a conversation, perhaps for an IELTS exam. Yes, actually, I fell into photography during lockdown. I initially started taking pictures just to pass the time, experiment a bit, and then I discovered this real profound passion for it that I never knew I had.
That's a great example. Okay, our final phrase for today focuses on boundaries and authority, particularly in a work setting.
Yes, this one's very important in professional life.
This one feels crucial for understanding roles and responsibilities in, say, a company. If something is within your remit, what does that truly mean?
Okay, so within your remit is a slightly more formal collocation. It indicates that something falls squarely inside your official area of power, authority, or responsibility at work.
Official authorization, then, not just what you're generally capable of doing or what you know about.
Exactly.
So how does that differ from just saying it's your responsibility or it's your area of expertise?
It's a really vital distinction, actually.
Yeah.
Your responsibility can be quite broad, right? It covers duties you should perform, maybe even informally.
Okay.
Your area of expertise refers to your skills and knowledge base.
Right.
But within your remit specifically delineates the formal, official boundaries of your power to act or make decisions within an organizational structure.
Yeah.
It defines what you are legally or officially empowered to do.
So if something is not within your remit, you basically need to escalate it or delegate it to someone whose remit it is in. It's a clear line.
Exactly. That's the practical implication. For example, approving a budget of that scale isn't strictly within my remit. That decision requires the director's sign-off.
Yeah.
Or in a professional discussion about project roles. While I can certainly offer some general strategic advice, approving such a large capital expenditure isn't within my remit.
Right.
You'll need to speak directly with the finance director for final approval and allocation. It's a very clear and, yes, formal way to define those boundaries.
What a fantastic set of nuanced phrases. Honestly, understanding these kinds of distinctions truly elevates your English.
It really does.
And now, to help solidify everything you've learned, it's quiz time.
Let's test that understanding.
Yes, this is your chance to test your understanding and reinforce these advanced expressions. Ready? Quiz question 1. In this lesson, be worth the wait most nearly means. Option A, be acceptable despite a delay that inconveniences people a little. Option B, be rewarding enough to justify the delay you experienced overall. Or option C, be carefully scheduled so the delay feels shorter to everyone. Feel free to pause the deep dive here if you need a moment to think about the answer.
Okay, the correct answer is option B. Be rewarding enough to justify the delay you experienced overall.
That's right. Just like our example, remember, graduating from university was worth the wait because the reward, the graduation itself, fully justified all that time and effort.
Exactly.
Okay, quiz question 2. In context, to hold out most nearly means to. Option A, delay a decision to avoid responsibility for the final outcome. Option B, keep offering something even when demand is steadily decreasing. Or option C, wait or resist while expecting a better opportunity to arrive. Again, take your time to think it through before I reveal the answer. All right, the correct answer is option C. Wait or resist while expecting a better opportunity to arrive.
Exactly. Remember our example where she held out for a better job offer instead of just taking the first one?
Yep.
Demonstrating that strategic patience, waiting for something better.
Perfect. Quiz question 3. Dance through life most nearly means to. Option A, move through life with ease, joy, and unbothered confidence. Option B, live consciously to avoid risks that might derail your plans. Or option C, rush through obligations to finish tasks faster than other people. Give yourself a moment to consider the options for this lovely phrase. The correct answer is option A, move through life with ease, joy, and unbothered confidence.
Yes, this describes someone who, as we said, seems to dance through life without letting stress affect him, maintaining that positive, graceful approach.
Nicely put. Question 4. If someone is in for a treat, they are. Option A, likely to face an unexpected challenge requiring extra effort soon. Option B, about to experience something delightful, impressive, or especially good. Or option C, scheduled to receive a routine update without major changes or surprises. No rush here. Pause if you need to before deciding. Okay, the correct answer is option B, about to experience something delightful, impressive, or especially good.
It definitely signals that something wonderful is coming, just like when we said, you're in for a treat, the concert is amazing.
Exactly. Question 5. To put a word in for someone most nearly means to. Option A, recommend someone to a decision maker to increase their chances. Option B, interrupt briefly to clarify a confusing point in a discussion. Or option C, draft a formal letter so someone can apply more professionally. Take a breath, consider your options carefully on this one. The correct answer is option A, recommend someone to a decision maker to increase their chances.
Yeah, it's all about informally helping someone out, using your connection, like when I can put a word in for you with my manager.
Spot on. Question 6. In this lesson, uptight most nearly describes someone who is. Option A, carefully organized and attentive to detail in professional settings. Option B, highly ambitious and focused on achievement over social relaxation. Or option C, tense, overly formal or easily worried in everyday interactions. Feel free to pause and think about this personality description. The correct answer is option C, tense, overly formal or easily worried in everyday interactions.
Right. Remember, someone who's too uptight to enjoy spontaneous plans is often visibly rigid and worried, not just, organized or ambitious.
Good distinction. Question 7. To fall into a job or hobby most nearly means to. Option A, decline gradually into a worse habit after repeated small failures. Option B, end up in a role or situation without planning it beforehand. Or option C, willingly commit to a project after considering all available options. Take your time to choose the best fit for this phrase about unexpected paths. The correct answer is option B, end up in a role or situation without planning it beforehand.
Exactly. It signifies that accidental or unplanned path, like when she fell into teaching after volunteering one summer, found her passion by chance.
Great. Last question, number 8. If something is within your remit, it is. Option A, inside your official area of power or responsibility at work. Option B, aligned with your personal interests, though outside formal duties. Or option C, beyond your scope, but still appropriate to handle informally. Last one, make it count. Think carefully. The correct answer is option A, inside your official area of power or responsibility at work.
Yes, it clearly defines your official scope of authority.
Yeah.
Like our example, approving the budget isn't within my remit. It's formally outside my power.
Fantastic. What an insightful deep dive into these advanced English phrases. You've just unpacked some incredibly useful expressions that can genuinely elevate your communication.
Absolutely. And, if we connect this to the bigger picture, mastering these nuanced phrases allows you to express yourself with much greater precision and confidence, truly capturing the subtle textures of meaning in English. It's really about moving beyond just basic understanding to a deeper fluency, a fluency that opens up new possibilities in how you communicate. So maybe a final thought for you listening. What new phrase will you integrate into your speaking today?
Ooh, that's a powerful question to ponder, a great challenge. And don't forget, for even more practice and to build your English-speaking confidence with real-world conversations, head over to SpeakDuo.com. Thanks so much for joining us for this deep dive.
Thanks, everyone.
And we'll see you next time.